Ladies and gentlemen, as father of the bride, it is my privilege to make the first speech. And I'd like to start by saying what a pleasure it is to welcome you all here today. Leon, you are a lucky boy. Look how well she scrubs up. Look at what my genetics have passed on. I want to welcome all of you who don't know me. After today, you will be like all the people who do know me. You won't want to know. Especially after some carefully choreographed dad dancing later this evening. Hannah cannot wait. Talking about people who cannot wait, Leon asked me a question the other week.
Poor Leon.
Are you going to mug me off in your speech? No, Leon. Also not. A father of the bride speech can either be very long or very short. My father-in-law, Hannah's granddad, the great John Henbest, is of the opinion the father of the bride speech should be as short as possible. So in tribute to him, I'm going to do two speeches. I'm going to do his version and mine. Sorry, Hannah, you have suffered the witterings of your father for the past 25 years. This time I get to witter at you in public. In truth, I'm not the type of person who feels it necessary to lecture or pass on great pearls of wisdom. If only I had some to give. But today, surrounded by family and friends, I feel it's necessary for you and Leon to understand what has and will shape your future. It was only by becoming the father of the bride and having by tradition to produce a speech that I really think hard about what I should say on such a great occasion. So here you have what I think is something you need to take forward in your marriage, something which I, to my shame, only through writing this speech, did fully appreciate. So before my father of the bride speech, here is what Grandad would say in 3 short sentences. And if you know the words, please join in. Sentence 1. I'd like to thank everyone for coming. Sentence 2. 1 down, 1 to go. Sentence 3. Raise your glasses to Hannah and Leon. John Henbest, a man of few words but many deeds. So in Grandad's immortal words, Hannah, that's 1 speech down, 1 speech to go. Now for your real fathers of the bride speech.
Oh dear, oh dear. How many pages you got?
Leon, be afraid, be very afraid. I am blessed. I am blessed because I come from loving parents who showed me the way to firstly choose the right wife and secondly, as important, raise the right children. I have no idea if it is by luck or by judgment, but I have a complete family. Now I know that not all families are blessed with an even path. Many have a number of bumps in life's road which makes family life really difficult. But my road must have been built by the Romans as it has been very straight and very smooth. But I'd like to think the foundations of this road have been built by all the learnings from my parents and my wife Denise's parents. So when your children get married, you hope that the foundations which your own family have walked along are carried on and will support the new tarmac yet to be laid. Now I know the constituents of the Bibby Henbest foundations, but then someone comes along. He sweet talks your daughter, and he thinks he can add his own solid hardcore to your foundations. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Leon Pullen. I give you Monkey Boy. So there is my family, seemingly on this even road, and it's all harmonious and it's mapped. And what do I hear in the distance? Yes, it's Monkey Boy. 16 years of age, testosterone fully out of control, and he thinks he can demonstrate his first leap into manhood by dating my daughter. But Leon, How can you demonstrate your manhood by riding a monkey bike, which is designed to be 3 times smaller than it should be for you, and has a maximum speed of 30 miles an hour? I used to be asleep in bed at night due to having to get up early for work the following morning, when I would be awoken by Monkey Boy, trying to convince his monkey bike that my daughter would be impressed by him waking up the whole bloody street. Me. Is that Monkey Boy, or are you drying your hair? I would subconsciously ask my wife. It's love, darling. She replied, go back to sleep. I knew that Monkey Boy was getting serious when he travelled down to our caravan on the south coast one weekend to see Hannah. Can you imagine 75 miles at 30 miles an hour in the cold? This, ladies and gentlemen, this was a boy in love. I have to say, it's when Leon came down that weekend that I realised what the connection was between Monkey Boy and Hannah. Ginger. Hannah at the time, and as the days his wedding has shown, has a penchant for ginger boys. Dad word, Hannah, write it down. There's going to be 7 dad words in here. Penchant for ginger boys. At the caravan park, Hannah had fallen in with her gang. There was Ginger Dan. There was Dan with glasses, who happened to be ginger. And there was also Rob,
Ginger,
who also happened to be ginger. So when this new ginger boy came along, Monkey Boy, what could she do but grab another strawberry blonde into her collection? But this ginger was different. This one had a monkey bike. So Hannah starts her first, after 10 years, only serious relationship. And to Monkey Boy's credit, he makes a transition in his life. He makes a moniker change. He sells the monkey bike and turns from Monkey Boy to Cavalier Dude. Yes, he starts showing his ambition. From single-seater moped to 4-door bottle saloon man. From one pile of crap to another. But this one did not go me. No. This one didn't go at all. The days of ending was silent and dripping oil on my driveway. But Leon, to his credit, used this to his advantage. It was with problems like this he started to develop his charm skills on my poor, naive wife. And I have to say, it is a skill he has honed to perfection over the last 10 years. Shall I give you some examples?
yes, please.
Charm skill number 1. Can you please claim my Cavalier is your Cavalier and you get your RAC membership to get my car fixed? Charm skill number 2. As a young man, he had the appetite of horse. Who was going to feed that bloody horse? Oh, Denise, you're such a great cook. Oh, Denise, I love your roasts. Oh, Denise, that fruit cake was the best. Leon, I can see through your cunning. Alas, my wife cannot. I've left the best one to last. Charm skill number 3. I need somewhere to live. Can I live with you for the next 4 weeks? 4 bleeding years. I won't bore you anymore with charm skills 4 to 68. So my new lodger starts growing from boy to man under our roof. And as he lives with my family, he continues to change his monikers. Now, as I've said, from Monkey Boy to Cavalier Dude. And then from fashion model to role model. It's fair to say that when Leon came on the scene, Hannah, despite all her obvious charms, did have one minor irritation: a younger brother. Leon entered the fray when Jay was undertaking some major discoveries in his life. Leon, aren't Pokemon real?
Danger.
Should I carry on pretending I like my dad's music? Leon? What are pubes?
Yes, Jay.
Jay was needing an answer to some of
isn't
life's
fair,
great
is it?
questions. Leon, thank you for being there and helping him answer them. You were a role model to a young and very impressionable young man. Not once did I ever detect you not being sensitive to this younger brother. Hannah was never ever going to let him down, cast him out because you came along, and to your credit, neither did you. You became a role model to him at the time when he was needed. I thank you. Jay, buy that man a beer tonight. Carrying on the monikers. From apprentice to skilled engineer, he stuck at it and he reaped the well-deserved rewards. From spender to saver. From irresponsible to responsible. In fact, from boy to man. And from a man to what I am very proud today to say to our son-in-law. Leon, I am proud to pass over our road building responsibilities to you and Hannah. The hardcore you are bringing to your own family's foundations is solid and will mix very nicely with the Bibby Henbest aggregate. I know you both will not let me in their names now. Okay.
How much more?
Let's move on to Hannah, shall we? I have had the honour to watch my daughter grow up, and from an early age, she too has had her monikers, from a buggerlugs to a sweet pea to a noonie. Hannah, you have peed in my face, you have pooed on my lap, and you have vomited down my back. But that's enough about last week. I've watched your dire musical tastes move from Spice Girls to Grease to Dirty Dancing, and most embarrassingly of all, Peter. I've watched your video tastes move from Spot the Dog to The Bad Egg to again Dirty Dancing. But also in your video list is one which gave the first hint of what was to become. This was The Sound of Music. I should have realised when you started singing I Am 16 going on 17 that something was brewing. I watched you move from Ribena to Archer's Peach to Yorkshire Tea. Tea, the darker the better. Yep, something is definitely brewing here. I've watched you move from skips to chicken korma and chocolate biscuits. Yep, it's brewing at a great steam now. I won't be able to deny it much longer. I've watched you from mothering your brother to mothering your Leo. That's it, Hannah, you have arrived. You are your mother's daughter. As you have grown up, Hannah, you have become your mother. Now, from my point of view, that's not bad, not a bad thing. But from Leon's, well, not every son-in-law wishes to marry their mother-in-law. Sorry, Leon, that is what you have done today, mate. Hannah, there is, however, one big difference between you and your mother. Your mother has never been abroad. That's if you discount the Isle of Wight, of course. She has been to the Isle of Wight, my wife. Can you imagine her in Shanghai? No green spaces for Molly Bloom. That won't do. So moving back to the road building analogies, I'm sure the foundations which Leon is bringing to his own family's future path will be solid. But what about the foundations which Hannah will be putting into the mix? On the surface, the aggregates which the Henbests and the Bibbies bring to the road building operation are not too obvious. We are typically middle working class families, no high achievers, no great wealth, no great success. But when you analyse that statement, you need to reflect upon the values you apply to them. How do you measure success? What is achievement? Look closely at your parents and grandparents, Hannah, and you will see them in abundance. Let's start with Parker and the woman in the wardrobe. They are so close their footings are practically hewn from the same rock. Hannah knows why I've called Gerald and Joni, her grandparents from the Bibby side, Parker and the woman in the wardrobe. None of you need to know why. Let's look at those footings. Footing 1, courageous. Anyone leaving a well-paid job in the early 1960s at Heathrow Airport to buy 1 and then 2 shops in Northtown must be either courageous or stupid. It is a very fine line, Gerald. Joni, I include you in the courageous footing, and I give you further credit, as Gerald needed a woman behind him who gave him unswerving support and commitment to the task. Footing 2, hard-working. After the hardware shop had closed for the evening, you were delivering 5-gallon cans filled with SO blue paraffin, which needed to be lugged up to the top floors of the flats in Denmark Street. You would need a bodyguard to deliver that type of service now. And for those of you out there who have no idea what A is SO blue, or B, what is paraffin, believe it or not, once upon a time, houses did not have radiators. And people heated them by burning wicks dipped in paraffin, paraffin being a gentler version of petrol. Very dangerous, very smelly, and every home smelled like a shell garage. Carrying on with the hard-working footing, most Sundays the pair of you, with me in tow, were up in the East End of London buying clothes from the wholesalers to sell in the North Lane dress shop. You were buying your stock from Sammy Salim's, Ware Wells and Mr. Levy. Palestinians and Jews working side by side to sell hot pants to the nation back in the 1970s. I'd like to think you were both doing your bit for the peace process back in the day. And that strange cafe we would stop at where they served bread rolls with black bits on the top. Now commonly known as Bobby seats. God, you were so continental back in the day. Footing 3, loyalty. Speaks for itself. Married for over 50 years. Do I need to say more? Footing 4, a sense of community. The modern sequence dancing world. Modern sequence is a bit of a misnomer, really. It's no longer modern, and the participants are far too old to hold it together as a sequence. What a community, though. What they lack in libido, they compensate for in fun and friendship. Footing 5, a game for a laugh. Directing the Ted Heath Orchestra from a step ladder and pantomime horses. Again, I won't elaborate further. Footing 6, ambition. Not in the ladder of success sense, but being an ex-window cleaner, my father has climbed many ladders. No, ambition in regards to doing what's best for your family. And finally, footing 7, curiosity, the iPad man. Sorry, Joni, you cannot share this one. Stay in touch with the world, show your granddaughter's friends that you are the hip granddad they may not have. Keep exploring what's new in the world. Okay, let's move on to the hen bests, shall
And now go out.
Now, this is where you can put on a different type of filling for your Marriage Road Foundation. From this side of the family, you have some additional skills. Footing 8, giving. In his prime, I watched in awe at the amount of work, or as we say in the family, honksing, that Hannah's granddad achieved in the day. I was shattered just by watching him. Whether it be his job at work, work on his own home, or for work for his friends and family, he gives it all. I only came in for work the other week to find I have gooseberry bushes planted in my garden. Always thinking of others, and in his prime, he never stopped giving for one moment. Back to footing 3 again. Loyalty, another 50-year marriage. Yes, for murder, child. Footing 9.
I'll get you in a minute.
Family. Rose, Hannah's nan, values family very, very high. Her mission has always been to keep us all in check and be there when our own particular roads have become pitted. Rose, you always worry for us. Footing 10. Streetwise. This is an interesting foundations. John's own family road foundations are built on streetwise. I say this with confidence, as 50% of the infill he has used in his own footings have when no one was looking on that day. Come free of charge from the gas-balled backyard. Top tip from John Boy Leon: never ever travel without a shovel in the back of your bag. You'll never know when the opportunity arises. Putting 11, sharing. This has been a Hembest trait in 2 different ways. Rose shares it by buying it, getting bored with it, and then giving it away to the family. John, my first 3 houses were furnished by your wage packet. I thank you for paying for it, and I thank you, Rose, for sharing it. Hannah and Leon. The second sharing example is the one you should learn from the most. Sharing your Kit Kat. In this one act, you will learn about compassion mixed with a little sprinkling of streetwise. Nestles have just produced 4 new flavours of Kit Kat: coconut, fudge, hazelnut and mint. The family were together undertaking a taste test in order to find a preference. When I say the family, I also include Molly Moo, our dog. Now Molly Moo has been on a diet, and all taste testers were given strict instructions not to feed her any Kit Kat.
Dad.
So Kit Kats were consumed in front of our doe-eyed, salivating dog. This gave John Hembest a conundrum. He is a respecter of the rules laid down by my wife, but at the same time he had a strong urge of compassion, and he needed to share his Kit Kat with our drooling dog. So what does he do? He adheres to his daughter's instructions and does not give Molly Moo one single chunk of Kit Kat. Good man. But he is then noticed sticking out his tongue, allowing a grateful Molly Moo to lick it back.
Perfectly true, that is.
Outraged, the family asked him what the bloody hell he was doing. Well, came the reply, she was not allowed to eat the Kit Kat, but you did not say she couldn't taste the Kit Kat. So I let her lick the chocolate left over on my tongue.
Oh, Dad!
Hannah, Leon, that's sharing, compassion and streetwise, all rolled into one. Okay, now for the strongest foundations which have been thoughtfully gathered and stored over the last 25 years of your life, Hannah, and the last 10 years of yours, Leon. I urge you to use them all. My wife Denise is my family's foundation. She is our rock, and she's also the cement which holds us together.
Here, here.
Hannah, the only foundations I have ever given you are useless ones, cold sores and mouth ulcers. I suggest you dispense with them as soon as possible. On the other hand, though, I urge you to take every foundation brick your mum has moulded. These are the very keystones of a successful family. Keystone 1, love. Needs no explanation. Give it and you will get it back.